What I do is incredibly dangerous. These guys are wild lions. We don't carry firearms or anything like that. It's all about working with your experience. But today, we're going to try and see how close into the pride we can get. Come, guys. Guys, it's difficult to say what's actually going to happen as you're biting. Hey, hey, chop, 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 chop.
Once you go through the gate now, what are the dangers that you face?
There's a lot of dangers with doing what I do. There's a lot of people in this industry that'll tell you that they 100% trust these animals, and people like that shouldn't be working with these animals.
I've known Shandor for about 12 years. Shandor always puts the animal's interests first.
So I'm pretty apprehensive about today.
He's never had like an incident or anything.
I've never really spent a full day in the pride, so it's so dangerous just because with lions, if a male has a female in season, they get really possessive over that. It's something that, could end up with me getting killed. It's really important for me to be able to do this just because basically if I want to keep working with George and Rielda and, stay as part of the pride, I need to maintain that relationship with the cubs today. The cubs are now reaching about 5 months and we in the park refer to them as wild lions. There's no human interaction, they've been raised by their parents and they're not really socialized with people. They don't ever come right up to me.
And you feel comfortable though?
You can only feel comfortable to a certain extent. These guys are apex predators. They are incredibly dangerous. George weighs up to about 250 kilograms. Half of that is enough to knock you over. Not only that, these guys have an incredibly powerful bite with really, really big teeth. Lions have up to 1 ton per square inch jaw pressure. The mother does get protective. It's difficult to say how they're actually going to respond once I'm in there. We're going to try and see how close into the pride we can get. Come on. Come, guys. Here. Here. Come on. So you can see they're not very cooperative at the moment. Come, guys. Here. 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 Lions are incredibly dangerous. One wrong move in here, things can go really, really wrong. Okay, so they're not coming over. We're gonna have to resort to a little bit of bribery. We're gonna get some of the meat out. Come. Hi. 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 What you smelling? What you smelling? Hey. Oh. So when people look at these guys, they always think, oh, it's a lion. All lions are the same. It's very, very far from that. Oh. These guys all have their own individual personalities. Oh. Boy. On our park, we don't carry firearms or anything like that. It's, all about working with your experience. Oh, okay. Yeah. Ah. Guys, can you just keep the noise down, please? When they get a bit grumpy, it's just best to remove yourself from the situation. It's not something that you're going to be able to stop, and you don't want to be caught in the middle of that. So you can see Rielda's coming up behind me over here. Oh. Oh, we have grumpy lions. What is that all about? These two fight quite a bit. I suppose it's like any marriage. Sorry, I'm just watching that she doesn't jump. Hey, hey, chop, chop, chop. Riri, she gets irritated really quickly, so she'll go over and sit somewhere else, and that's all about understanding the pride dynamics.
So you never go up and approach the cubs, you always wait for them to come to you, is that right?
So we don't go up and walk to the babies. This is their environment. We have to ensure that they're comfortable at all times, and if they don't want to do something, they don't have to do it.
How do you keep that relationship going?
So yeah, I got to watch the delivery. I got to be there basically from the start, and actually just watching the cubs, you know, going from being something that's under a kilogram all the way up to this now. So it is something very special. In the beginning, you couldn't get anywhere near them, and you know, as you can see, lots of time and lots of dedication.
Do you find their mother gets overprotective?
Rielda does get a bit protective. She'll tell you when she's not comfortable with you being so close to the cubs.
Hey man,
Hey Nadine.
how are things here?
We've been here literally the whole morning. Seems to be getting like a little bit closer, but you can see they're still quite a little bit skittish.
That one in the middle is normally a little bit cheeky.
He's watching me a bit. Chill out. Watch out. So the cubs are showing a little bit of aggression. So what we're basically doing is just giving them a little bit of meat, calming them down. Food makes everything better.
He's a cheeky one, that one.
Hey, it's your mom. Come.
Okay.
Oh my God, chill out. Hey. Hey. Okay, sorry guys, we need to just stop. That cub needs to move because he's like just being the problem now.
Yeah.
How would you describe Shandor's relationship with the pride of lions?
He's very passionate about them, especially with George. Him and George have an incredible bond.
How do you have a tick? I literally sprayed him like, oh, sorry, see if I can grab hold of it.
We always make sure that the animals come first. A lot of people don't do that with animals. He's able to do nearly anything with them. Shandor's very good with those lions. He's put in a lot of time and effort, early mornings, late nights.
So you guys can hear that sound. That's basically the cub giving me a warning. But as you can see, I've moved over to this side and this cub has actually come right up to me. So this is what it's all about, is just building this trust with them basically through the parents. So you can see he is chilling right next to Dad here. He's staring at me. Hey, see if we can get him to say hello. As the day goes on, these guys are getting a little bit more comfortable. As you can see, they're starting to come right up to me. Still giving me a few snarls. Just when I'm getting too close, they let me know. I can actually feel the breath of the cub on me. The hours that I've put in today is really starting to pay off. Let's see if we can. So he's actually touching me. This is the closest I've been to them. This is super, super exciting. Now the big thing here is just not to make any fast movements. Hey. I've never been able to actually touch them. Did we get that?
Yeah, perfectly.
You can really see that they are starting to trust me a bit more. Today's been a really, really special day. Doing what we do, it's obviously incredibly dangerous. You have to be 100% aware of the behaviors at all times. You can never let your guard down. Just building the relationship that I have and working on it and being able to get so close to the cubs, I actually can't even describe how excited I was today. I was there when they were born, and we've come up to this now and I actually get to touch them and really be one with the pride. It's an amazing experience, and it gets me really, really emotional. The love you show them and the dedication that you put in, when it's reciprocated back to you, it's the best feeling. There's literally nothing better than them just showing you love.
You always have to maintain your concentration and respect. Secondly, you don't do stupid things. You get bitten and scratched all the time. They have claws. Some people think I'm crazy. Some people think I'm testing my fate. We have 10 lions here, and then we have 3 tigers. We have 2 leopards, and then we have a cheetah. It's difficult to say what the favorite animal is. I would say probably the leopards, probably the leopard girls, and don't ask me to choose between the 2 of them. Leopards are solitary animals, and I would say much more dangerous than lions. She's still suckling my finger here. If you don't trust them, then you shouldn't go in with them. Come. Good. They're all imprinted, you know, they're raised by us from young, and the bond I have with these 2 girls are just very special. Special to us and special to me. Hello. Oh, sorry. Jy's dood. Jy's dood, kat. Ja, jy's dood. One of the first things you teach cats is to tickle their stomachs. Her name's Mischief. Her sister is Aurora. She's actually larger. These are actually split leopards. It means that their mother or father was, in her case, the mother was black. It's a natural occurrence in the wild, very rare. So she's a split leopard. A lot of scratches, a lot of blood. It happens. They got 50 millimeter claws. It's their instinct to play and to bite. They are playful. Come. If you disrespect the animal that will hurt you, it's going to happen at some stage. And the sad part is that the animal always gets blamed, and it's always human stupidity. I mean, they are dangerous. You've got to respect them. We have a lot of interesting animals like warthogs. We've got porcupines and European bush pigs. All the animals here are captive born. 90% of them have been hand raised by us. They've never been in the wild. They don't know what it is. So they will also not survive in the wild. I have to defend the fact that we own lions every day. You know, if I can give my lions a better life than to go walk around in the wild, then I'll be a cruel person not doing that. But they are captive. I didn't ask for them to be born. They're there. Once you get into this, the reward is obviously ginormous. I'm just opening here to say hi to Brutus and Rufus. I'll go into the enclosure just now. And this is to prevent them from getting overexcited when I go inside. These guys are about 250 kilos, so respect is needed. Come, out. Come. Hello. Rufus and Brutus, the 2 lion brothers, they were 2 years old on the 1st of May. They are the largest here. Sorry, this is my normal tone of voice when I talk to them. These guys are beautiful. All right, that seems to work. Let's go to the other side. Out! Come! You can always see if there's anything wrong. Body language, you gotta give them their space. Come, out! I've raised them since they were 8 days old, these 2 guys. Wiped their bums, gave them milk. So now they're big. You get bitten and scratched all the time. And it's not that they want to hurt you, it's just they have claws. Come, Patrick, come, out. Come. I've got 4 lions inside here. There's 2 females that's about 2 years and 8 months old, 2 years and 9 months. And then these 2 boys here, Jack and Daniels, they're a year and a half, all sub-adults. The females here are already larger, all the same size as a normal wild lion. The 2 females are very, very naughty. They are juveniles. So they get busy sometimes. Come on, come out. Hello. Some people think I'm crazy. Some people think I'm testing my fate. You must remember I do this for a living and I do it out of love and trust. Interaction-wise, the only other person so far that I've trusted with interactions with some of these animals is my wife.
I do get a fright every time he goes in, but I still love it though. It brings a lot of love in my heart, and to see his passion. Not a lot of people can do it, what he does, or is willing to do it. It's really something to be proud of. For me, every moment with the animals are memorable.
Okay guys, we're going to go in with Shadow, our Siberian male tiger. He's still a baby actually. He's very, very large. Siberians are the largest cats in the world. This guy was raised by me and my wife since he was about 2 weeks old. He's a very awesome boy. He's got 2 years of growth left in him. So let me go inside and say hello to Shadow. Okay. Hello, Shadow. Hello, Shadow. Cut you. No. Shadow goes for about 6 to 8 chickens in a session. They get fed every second day now. We skip Sundays, so it's Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. But they also do get supplements every second day. I forget how fortunate I am all the time to be able to work and love these animals. You'll be surprised how much love these guys give you back. It's probably the most rewarding job in the world.
It's an adrenaline rush, knowing that there's that big of an apex predator right next to you. There's been a few times that I've been a little concerned for my safety. The lions are the ones I have to be more careful with. There's body language. You can kind of gauge what mood the animal is going to be in. And if we feel they're in one of those moods, we give them their space. You're talking a 450, 500-pound cat. Now stop. It could take them getting mad over something little, and that's it. You're not walking out of that cage. Come on, Diego. Come on. My name is James, and I am the Lion Dad. The first time I've ever had an interaction with a dangerous animal was 13 years ago. Before the exotics, I'd never worked with something that could potentially, if it wanted to, end everything. There's been a few times that I've been a little concerned for my safety. We transport sharks sometimes for our other facility, and the shark spun and grabbed my swimming trunks, and it could have ended a whole lot worse than what it did. Our mornings start with getting the food ready for everybody, checking waters, making sure the enclosures are clean. We check the animals over for health and make sure nothing has happened overnight. Eden's roughly 20, 25 years old. And when I first started working with her, she was a little aggressive. When they're in food mode, it can be extremely dangerous. I like to rub my hand on them to let them know I'm not food, so they don't view me as food. Now Eden is big enough, if she wanted to, she could eat a small person. They're one of the few snakes that are classified as people eaters. Right now she's roughly 15 foot, so she could easily eat a small child if she just decided to.
With the full company, James has been with us for about 14 years. I think James has a natural ability. I think that he was made to communicate and be with animals. It is really a gift.
All of our animals are rescues. They come from either other facilities, whether it be they can no longer take care of the animal or the facility is closing down, but they're all rescues. So where we're headed now is to our British Columbian wolves, Nakado and Waffles. These guys are one of my favorite animals to work with, and probably the ones that I'm the closest with. They were abandoned by their mother at 5 days old, and we bottle raised them from that point. So I've spent a lot of time with these two. Danger-wise, they can be dangerous. They are wolves. They don't really trust a lot of people. And with the wolves, everything's built on trust with these guys. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, Bubby. You're okay. Come on. Nikado's roughly 140 to 145 pound wolf. They show me teeth. They do have big canines. With these guys, with them being a wild animal, they could kill you, especially with two of the wolves being in here. Even one wolf, if he's out to hurt somebody, physically, you cannot stop him. They have upwards of 1,600 pounds of pressure per square inch in their jaws. He could break bones with a bite. But with wolves, they're not these super aggressive animals down to hunt and kill people like movies and TV portray them to be. They're one of the sweetest animals out there. The big cats are a lot more cranky than what the wolves would be. We're about to go feed the big cats, and with that, it can be exceedingly dangerous. Every day is completely different. The food brings out the predator in the predator. If they wanted to take you out, it's a matter of seconds. One of the things you do have to watch while feeding them is where your hands are at, because you can get your hand in the wrong spot and they could get your fingers instead of the chicken. But you're talking a 250, 300 pound cat that right now is a year old that's gonna end up being a 450, 500 pound cat. It could take them getting mad over something little and that's it, you're not walking out of that cage. The lions are the ones I have to be more careful with. There's body language. You can kind of gauge mood the animal's gonna be in. And if we feel they're in one of those moods, we give them their space. Come here. Come here. Thanos. Come here. So these are our African lions, Zella and Thanos. Zella is a female, Thanos is our small male. Zella's almost 3 years old, Thanos is going on 2. Not really scared right before I go in, but there's always that cautionary thought of what kind of mood the animal's in. I get knocked around a little bit, but they've never severely hurt me. If they wanted to, it'd be a matter of seconds if these guys wanted to do something, especially with 2 of them being in the enclosure at the same time. And now it's time to go in. As far as they're concerned and as far as I'm concerned, in a real way, I am their parent. I did take the position of their mom. I bottle fed them, I meat fed them their first meals of meat. Zella, one of the things she started doing at a very young age, and she continues to do it sometimes, is every now and then she'll suck my thumb. Good girl. Now, as far as her doing this, she is a large cat. She has a lot of strength in her mouth, roughly 450 to 500 pounds of pressure. So if she ever decided she didn't want to give my thumb back, there's nothing stopping her from taking it. As far as the feeling goes, imagine wet sandpaper wrapped around your thumb with water on the inside and a vacuum cleaner. And then you get a whole bunch of slobbers.
Well, a lion sucking on the thumb is a little bit weird, but I do know that he and Zella have a really unique relationship. The cats understand him, and he knows how to read them in such a way to be able to respect them as well as to give them the love that they need.
It shows that they are family animals. They are pack animals by nature. They have to have someone, something to bond to. And in the beginning, it was me. And I've just continued to build that relationship with those said animals. Hey, come here. No. No, you're not jumping on me. I'm not playing. Quit. Behave. You behave. I'm gonna shift you, you better quit. So as you can see, it doesn't always go as planned. He was getting a little rambunctious, so we put him up for a little bit. Basically like you would a kid, he goes into timeout. He's technically still a toddler. He's only 1.5 years old. It could have been the new environments, the new smells. As far as wanting to do anything else in life, not a chance. I wouldn't give this up for anything. And the relationship with these guys, it just gets stronger and stronger every day. But just like any other relationship, you're going to have hiccups, as you saw earlier. But you move past them, and tomorrow's another day.